What it do? What it do? Your boy B Neil back in the building. AKA Emma Thoughts. We got some more Kevin Hart. I know y'all love your boy Kevin. I said Kevin Hart. I know you love your boy Kevin Samuels. So we're gonna get some more action. Shout out to that leather jacket the boy got on. We're gonna talk about some boss chicks wants to meet her match. See what Kevin Samuels got to say about that.
I'm so shocked. Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you? I was just being funny, but you know, I wanted to talk to you.
Hold on. How old are you?
I'm 31.
What do you want to talk to me about?
You know, I'm a boss woman. I just was out at my booth, you know, doing my pop-up shop today, and I went to college, and I believe that I can have a family one day. I believe that.
How many kids you got?
No kids.
Okay.
If you believe you have a family one day and you really have faith in believing it, what's your point of trying to make someone else believe it or not? I'm confused. That's what Kevin's saying. His biggest things like y'all women claim y'all have it together, but yet you're on my channel. Just not make those two things can't go hand in hand because his channel's for help. His channel is for having engagement conversations that may flip the narrative on how you've been thinking. But anything other than that is not for entertainment. It's not for you to try to prove him and change his mind. That's not what he's here for. He's not here for I'm open for debates. It's more of a this is how it is and take it. So if you're on his channel, bro, something's amiss. Something's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe I can meet my match. I believe that I can find someone that.
Roll it back. No.
I'm sorry.
Don't do.
I'm sorry.
We don't know what talk. That's one thing you don't.
I'm sorry. I'm getting people go to my page, my website, because I'm talking to you. So it's like, wow, I was shocked that.
Well, turn off the comments and have the conversation.
Let's talk. Help me out.
I remember this one.
I don't know why. I mean, if you already have it all figured out, why you need my help?
I mean, exactly. I want to help your viewers too see my point of view and
see. That's what I mean. That's not what his channel's for. And then women try to come on here and act like that's the reason why. I know you're crying for help, but you can't boldly or courageously admit it. So you gotta cower and like try to get the help in some like deceitful way or like sneaky way or some weird shit. I don't know.
Have a conversation.
I don't think my viewers want to hear a woman tell them anything.
I don't want to tell them. I want to answer your questions.
You said you wanted to talk to me.
Go ahead. I just want to talk about your conversation about how I can meet my match. How can I make
I don't know what your match is. I don't know what your match is. What do you want?
I want someone that, you know, can match my drive, my ambition, you know, someone that can bring to the table what I bring to the table as a woman. You know, I want someone that can meet, you know, my match.
How's that working out for you?
It's working out great, but, you know, honestly.
So I guess we call it double speak, but people will say one thing and it is not what you mean. If it was going great, those words would imply that you're married or on the way to being married, like right down the street from it. Like you just got to make 2 left turns and a right and you right there. You ain't 3-4 miles, 2-3-4 cities away. Like, and I don't think people, like they say it's great because they know that's how they have to maintain their image and their character by giving this illusion that things are going on fine. So it's basically how social media is the highlights. When you actually talk to these people, they present their life as a highlight. But when you start to talk about the problems and the things that they're searching for, well, if like your life was that highlight, your results would be proving it. If your life was similar to those highlights, because obviously your highlights is not your life, because I mean you got low lights too that nobody get to see. But if your life was even close to mimicking that greatness that you say you are, your actions will reflect that. But I don't think people understand some of the words and the sayings that they be using, even though they use them, and it's kind of weird.
I don't think guys at this point in my
career, what their statements imply
are what I need to focus on. Like, I just want to focus on myself, and then when I get to a level where I'm comfortable, you know, I want to settle down, and that's what's in my vicinity. Then now I'll explore that more.
Want any children one day?
It's so weird to me. Have y'all seen that like the news channels when the Easter Day or Valentine's Day come up and like all the news channels from across the world say the same exact thing, regurgitate the same exact line to like a T? you see that with these black women, bro. It's like the programming's so strong that they think they're independent thinkers. They think they came up with these thoughts on their own. But then when you do a survey of all the women, or a majority of the women, they come across with the same rhetoric and ideas, and it's so weird that they regurgitate it to the exact point. Like she'll literally watch somebody else say the same exact thing, and she don't see anything wrong with it, and regurgitate it herself, and thinking like, "Oh, I'm original. This is my form of thinking." Like, I'm not programmed, and it's just weird. It's weird. Almost every woman that comes on these shows, whether it's one of those, whether it's Fresh and Fit, whether it's here, or whether it's like when they walk up and ask girls questions on the street, you get the same responses, like they had this training somewhere that men just missed somehow.
Yes, of course. That's why I'm
Weird.
doing everything.
No, I
I'm
don't
doing.
sound of
Like,
course. It's not of course. I mean,
well, not of course, but for me, it's of course.
hold on. Okay, let's one at a time. How many kids would you like to have?
2 or 3.
2 or 3? Which one?
2 and a maybe,
2 or 3? Which one? 2 or 3?
3. Let's say 3. Let's just go for it.
What state do you live in?
I live in Las Vegas right now.
Okay. At what age does geriatric pregnancy attach for the female?
I'm sorry, what?
At what age does geriatric pregnancy attach for women?
Yes, there is a time.
At what age?
I'm like, I hear at 35 you begin to
At
be
35,
direct.
at 35, yes. At 35.
Actually, answer that question was so weird.
I'll settle for one kid.
At 35, at 35, when was your last relationship?
I mean, I'm dating someone now, but my last relationship was 1.5 years ago.
And how long did it last?
5 years.
She's fucking somebody now, is what she should have said.
Do me a favor. You keep swiping. Could you turn
These
off?
people are going to my website.
I'm gonna
Okay,
still pass this part.
okay.
You're gonna have
Turn
like
off
30
the
seconds to hear
notifications or
something
turn
about why
get
they
yourself
can't cut off
to a better
notifications.
position. That's not. We both were just, wanted to focus on business at this time in our life.
And what kind of business are you in?
I do marketing and branding. Same thing, but I'm also, I do.
All right. So at what age?
I own a marketing.
At what age? No, I don't know. We have this conversation. At what age do you think you will be ready or in a position to settle down?
Like soon, like now. I'm dating someone.
At what age? Because
31.
Well, ma'am, those two, you just contradicted yourself.
How?
Was you came through the door talking about you're not ready to do something.
I never said. I said that I want to. That's why I'm not in a relationship. I'm dating someone
How long have you been dating this person?
for about 4 months.
Is he wanting to get married?
Yes.
Did you guys start dating with the intention to be married?
Well, yeah, I am. But how can I,
No,
balance
Hold
my
on, I'm
work
asking
and
you,
my relationship?
Did you
Keep contradicting herself, and that's what be so frustrating when you talk to these women. It's hard to get to the point because they beat around the bush so fucking much, so you never really get to the root of things. They stay shallow and they stay trying to like agree but not agree with you type shit. It's just so weird. But she contradicted herself by saying that she's not ready. How can she balance all those things? But then he asked her, when will you be ready? She said now. Like, what?
you start?
do that.
Okay.
Weird.
Did you start dating this man with the intent that I'm dating men specifically and solely towards getting married?
Yes.
You guys have had this conversation.
Yes. From the day
And he
one.
wants to get married.
Yes.
And what kind of time frame does he want to get married?
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm really.
But if y'all had these conversations, you would be very sure. If you had these conversations, that's something you will have. Even you wouldn't be very sure. You'll have some type of idea. So that implies that she's most likely lying about having those type of conversation. Like I said, that dude's probably just hitting it.
You
Not
haven't
sure
had
that
that-
I haven't had that. I haven't had
No,
that
ma'am,
specific
You haven't had the
conversation.
you haven't had the conversation.
Exactly.
Okay, I have.
talk
See, they don't. And then, okay, I haven't. Like, you passive aggressively say, okay, I haven't, because you know she really haven't, but she can't just truly admit, I really. Oh yeah, you caught me in a lie. But like I said, a lot of people don't understand what their statements imply, and that's the funny part. I haven't had that direct of a conversation. No, because you would still be able to imply or assume or have a guess of how long he wants to wait till getting married, and most likely you actually had the conversation. So like I said, a lot of people don't understand how their words and their statements and their body language, how it shows that, bro, you're contradictory and so many other different things. But they keep using it confidently. They keep talking confidently and oblivious to their ignorance.
Sure. I mean, I'm
Then
really
you
not
haven't
sure
had
that
the- then
I
you
haven't had that. I haven't had that
no,
specific
ma'am. You
conversation.
you haven't had the conversation.
Okay,
See,
I
you
have.
talk a lot.
No, I
See,
don't.
I'm getting to the book.
No, I don't.
See, you
Okay.
talk a lot.
Okay.
Yes, she
If you're
do. All
dating with
right.
intention,
Anybody could see that. She's a talker. How she goes about it, how she's so full of herself. Like, you can see these things from a mile away. Some people may take a little bit longer and they may need a bigger data set to understand how her mentals. I can see it now. Just like Kevin.
you said I'm dating a man, and we got it clear that I want to be married, he wants to be married. The next question is in what time frame? Because in 4 months, if you don't know, if you didn't know from day 1, why'd you go to day 2 or 3?
I'm assuming it's within a year.
We
so
don't
that's
assume
what-
shit. You know, we're business people.
You
don't
35 years
assume
old,
anything.
you're assuming.
Well, I'm just dating right now. I'm
No, man, we are business people. We're business
I
people.
feel-
We don't assume.
She just beat around the bush. Every time he like talks about a good point, she'll beat around the bush. Like, I know, you're right. Well, I'm just dating right now. Like, they never can hold themselves accountable. They hopscotch so much over the fucking conversation.
We can't. Can you deposit an assumption?
Look at her body language. Her body language looks like she's agreeing with Kevin Samuels. All the time, that's the complete opposite. Like, they're so manipulative with their communication skills when it's not going in their way. I promise you, bro, if y'all look hard enough, you see it. They're like, yeah, I understand what you're saying. You're right. No, I get it. But then their perspectives and things clearly show that they don't get it. They still arguing. They still have the same feelings in the beginning of the conversation, at the end of the conversation. But the whole time, their body language smiling. They're acting like they're not hurt. They're acting like this information is not hitting home. Whole time they're like she know exactly what he's saying. That shit hitting home everything he say. That's why she keep running away from the accountability, because it hurt to hold that. So she knows exactly what she's doing, bro. And a lot of times I see that from women. They have real good debate tactics if you don't know what you're looking at or up against.
No. So in other words, you're not dating with what I call an intention to be married.
Okay.
So why don't you have the conversation with him tomorrow?
I
Hey,
tried
what
to have
time
it
frame?
last night. I had something to do today, so I didn't go into it. But it is.
Oh, she
something-
might just be a liar. How convenient that you had that conversation last night, but today when I asked you the question, you don't have any assumption? You don't have any clue? Let me see. Let me make sure I'm catching this right.
Tomorrow.
I
Hey,
tried
what
to have
time
it
frame?
last night. I had something to do today, so I didn't go into it. But it is something that I do have.
So you talked about it last night, but yet you still have no clue. You would have finished talking about it today, but why wasn't it wrapped up yesterday? Or why wasn't almost came? Like, didn't y'all probably come close to a conclusion? But maybe y'all can finish talking about it the next day. I'm confused.
intentions on doing soon.
But see, that's the problem. If this man if this man was what you say he is, he would already have had this conversation with you up front. You see, this is part of the problem.
She wouldn't
You
even have to
ladies-
start the conversation. He would have started it. Just like when it comes to sex, the men that get sex usually start that conversation, unless they already super attractive and a woman just gonna leave anyways. But like I said, those are highly attractive men that get those type of women. But yeah, most men lead conversations. Most men lead relationships. So when it comes to talking about getting to know each other, you got to start asking the questions. When it comes to a lot of different things, a man is in charge of doing, and if you don't, then if she leaves, it's like, well, it was your fault. There's been many times where I find myself in this conversation with a girl that either where we equally like each other, or maybe I like her more, or whatever. Who knows? I'm just saying, in the beginning, when I think I might be more attracted to her than she is to me. Who knows? I don't know. Just giving examples. But I will see, like, I'm texting every day first. I'm leading and trying to make this conversation interesting. I'm trying to not have a mundane, boring conversation. And I see that with women more often than not. It's like, well, you do all that work and you get what I give you and how I feel. And like I said, It's no different than marriage. If a man is serious about marriage, think about the joke with the dudes in the army. You know, get his Camaro, and after that, he looking for a wife, right? But that's because they lead with that conversation. They were like, yeah, I'm looking to marry you. Like they joke. They may even lead with joking. They don't even have to be a serious conversation, but you know, even how he hints and how seriously he take you, what he want from you. So yeah, even if you don't say it, you can tell a man's actions. Come on, man. So yeah, it's a lot to go wrong with what she's saying here, but let's keep going. It's almost over.
Talk. But you don't want to get the real stuff up front because you might not be his pick. And he might not be yours. But the bottom line is, if he says tomorrow, no, I don't want to be with you. I like this, but I don't want to take it any further. What are you prepared to do?
Just continue dating.
Thank you.
Other people.
Continue dating, but you're only dating this one person.
Well, not by that's by choice.
But you're only dating this one person right now.
Yes.
So, go back to geriatric pregnancy. Go back to when do you want to get married?
Okay.
Like she didn't realize she didn't know he was rounding his points this whole time. I guess you call it leading the witness or whatnot. She didn't know she was being led into that trap. And that's how dumb she is. Like this, like he was like, I'm on this point. When are you ready to get married? She couldn't answer it. So he starts to like, all right, how can I break this down to her further? And he starts doing that, walking her down. And she was like, well, I'll just continue dating. Well, what happened to being ready right now? And if you're ready right now, why would you take that type of bargain and just being like, I'm gonna just keep dating? So perfect way of contradicting her. He might be a lawyer in another. He might have been a lawyer in another life because that was perfect way to lead a witness or prosecution or whatever.
This is what I mean. This is why you can't have what you say you want because you ladies don't approach it with seriousness.
Well,
you guys just get that comment. No, because the
you don't really feel him. Because if you felt him, your head would be on fire on how serious you got to take this shit. You'll have butterflies in your stomach on. Like when I see some shit where I can like make some money on, it's like a good idea, and I just can't wait to get to it. I can't sleep sometimes. I get sweaty. My palms get sweaty. My feet get sweaty because it's like, oh my God, I have access to this powerful tool. I can't wait to get to work with it, right? Like I get so anxious. So when somebody say, I get it, you're right. You don't get it. Because you'll be on the phone. You would have hung up on the phone with him. You would have get off the phone with Kevin Samuels and go call your man immediately. Like, you know what? Is this nigga leading me on? Like, you just gonna start asking real ass questions. But the fact that you're not serious, you don't ask these real ass questions. These don't even come across your mind to even challenge that man healthily with these type of questions and inquiries or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But let's move on.
I told you what life is.
I try not to put a date on things that I can't determine, but I understand.
But your problem is you want to have kids, and there's a date on that as far as biologically.
What you're saying, the intentions of.
But you, for some reason, those connections are not like you're hitting a deadline, but in your mind, you're good. But the deadline is closely approaching. But for some reason, you can't connect the dots and saying like maybe my anxiety should be up a little bit higher. Maybe I should be kind of stressing about this. We talk about not having stress and anxiety. At some point, that should help you get off your ass. And I think that's something that she may need. But like I said, she can't even draw those connections to even gather that type of energy.
The date on it could help expedite.
I want you guys to understand how often our women don't want to put restrictions on or avoid women who don't want to put a calendar or a clock on anything.
Or restrictions.
You don't want to put a clock on it because it's rejection. It's real clear.
You put that type of pressure on that man, he gonna be like, I ain't marrying you, and you know your dick appointment is gone. But a woman that really has some leverage and knows she's a good woman and any man will be dying to have her, she asks you about marriage and you snuff for your nose at her, she's gone. And that woman should have all the right to do that and all the confidence to do that. But a lot of women don't have that confidence because they ain't been living right. They know they're just a side piece. They know they for the streets. But they're just trying to hope they can trick a nigga one day at this point.
But it's definitely
it is that way.
Some people just try to have faith, that whatever's going on.
No, there's no faith. It is that way.
Okay. I understand you. I believe you, but I never thought about it like that.
Well, that's why men run the world. Because when stuff has to be done in a systematic way, you guys don't approach it that way. You approach it in your feelings and faith.
So do you think men do that? They know when they want to get married and they set a date on that?
Yes.
I know exactly when I don't like that, but as far as like actually calling a woman my wife and having a house and putting her in the house and all these different things, when I can afford it, when I'm able to afford kids, like he said, kids cost what, 300,000-400,000 each? Maybe you said millions or some shit like that. I don't know. I'm not having kids till I can afford them. So I know very clearly when I will even be open to having kids. I know very clearly when I will even be looking for a wife, when I can actually make a woman a wife. And I don't consider a wife a woman that got to go to work every day. Like, got to go to work. Maybe she wants to. Maybe we agree with it. Maybe that's cool. But I got to go to work? Nah, that ain't a wife. That's not how I view my wife. My definition of a wife is someone that takes care of the home and things around the house and my community or whatever, my ecosystem. And if she's more worried about work and maintaining and not stressing out over there, that's they woman. That ain't my woman. I get all the stress and shit when I get home. So I know, or when she come home. So no, I don't want that. That ain't my woman. That's y'all woman. Y'all treat her all type of ways, and then I gotta deal with the repercussions of that. Nah, I don't want that. I want a woman that's don't have to deal with this toxic ass world. And that's what, if I can put a woman in that position, that's what I would consider my wife. And when I can put a woman in that type of position, that's when I would consider even looking for a wife. Or I mean, I talk to someone now, so I'm pretty sure I'll make her my wife. But I'm just saying, I'm not even, she can be my girlfriend as long as she wants, but I'm not going to think of my wife until I can actually make her an at-home wife and take care of her and shit like that on a consistent basis and not stressing, like for real.
I know at least 10 men who got married. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6 men in my group alone. Plus, you can go on YouTube and see all the videos of people who say, I've been listening to Kevin, I've gotten married in under 6 months. Yeah, show you.
Well, yeah, they're listening to you, but do they
know
No,
man,
that?
you asked me. I can not only tell you, I can show you people.
Listening to argue, not listening to
Dennis
understand.
Furley, he's an attorney right here on YouTube, found his fiance in my group inside of a week. See, the problem is...
I understand that you do help people, but I don't think people naturally know this.
That's true.
Then that's your problem.
That's true.
I'm not saying no one knows this, but I'm saying
you don't think people
the
naturally know?
No.
The answer
that you're valuing up saying that they.
I get what Kevin's saying. I think what she said was 100% valid, but don't disguise you not knowing as people. Because there's plenty of people that do know, and if you did some research, you would have ran into them eventually by 35. So that's Kevin Samuel's point. And that's 100% true. So don't say people don't understand or people didn't know that. You didn't know that, and you didn't decide to research this because you want to be married, but did you ever research how to appropriately get married? I think people just have a problem with doing research on things they care about. It's weird when you talk about people that read books on marriage and relationships. You be like, well, why do you talk about that? Why do you care so much about that? Or I even see people that you read baby books. Like, not me personally, but like when a parent get baby books and shit, they're like, you read that? Why don't you just think you're gonna be a good parent? Like, what? Like, you can't possibly be questioning someone that's doing research to try to raise the odds of having raising a productive child and a productive relationship with a child and parent. Like, why wouldn't they read? But it's like, we still, like, a lot of people still got high school mentality. Nerd. This nerd still reads. He's lame. He cares so much. Like, people may think that's a joke, but you see it in their actions. They don't study shit that they care about. I care about relationships, so I study this shit. I never really struggled with relationships, but I knew my relationships could be better. I could be operating in them better. And I learned that because I had those type of questions and thoughts. Same with anything else. You want to know something, bro? YouTube it. That's why I love YouTube. That's why I'm never like. There's always some shit you can learn on here. You want to be good at stocks? You want to learn how to make some money on a side hustle? Research it. Don't be like, people don't know that. Like, it's crazy. Maybe not everybody. What? Duh.
They're not thinking.
Overtalk me.
What
the hell is wrong with you, man? I told you to overtalk me.
Okay.
I'm trying to.
I'm listening.
No, you can't listen to me if I'm talking and you're talking through me. That's the one thing I ask you not to do. And when I raise my voice, you start talking louder.
Kevin got to start telling them, don't think while I'm talking. Just listen. Yeah, don't be not thinking. Don't be thinking to rebuttal. Just listen and understand and try to absorb my point. Even if at the end of the day you don't agree with it, just try to hear my perspective fully. God damn. They be so lost in the sauce.
Get off my phone.
What?
Ask you not to do, and when I raise my voice, you start talking louder.
You shouldn't raise your voice, honestly.
Get off my phone.
Yeah, I mean, don't tell a man what he can and cannot do. If you warrant someone speaking louder, I mean, he gonna do that, bro. Like, man, y'all talk loud, y'all talk crazy, all y'all want. Y'all yell and smart mouth all y'all want. Then when a man do it, oh my God, he's emotional. Stop yelling. Stop being so passionate. Like, bitch, I'm trying to help you. You dumb bitch. But hey, man, we out of here. It's been fun. It's been another interesting women. It's been another interesting video and a look into women's mind and things like that. But y'all keep liking, keep subscribing, keep staying the realest ones y'all could be, and shine. We out. Peace.